As for the situation with our country's accession to NATO, Erdogan's position, unfortunately, is not so clear. In an interview with NBC News, he noted that most countries are not in a hurry to resolve this issue, and that on the floor of the UN General Assembly, Erdogan admitted that the United States and other countries do not want Ukraine to join NATO. These are issues that should not be rushed. And when we discuss, when we make decisions, we always take into account the position of other NATO member states. We discuss these possible issues at the table and accordingly make the final decision. We are going to follow the developments, discussions, and make the final decision. So this is not a decision that should be rushed. Our relations with Russia are multidimensional, involving politics, economics, culture, and the defense industry. There are many dimensions, and our solidarity, our interaction continues, and economically, every day these relations are expanding. Indeed, President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, has repeatedly said that Ukraine is ready and open to discuss peace initiatives from any country in the world. In particular, we are ready to talk to China, we are ready to talk to Brazil too. And this is what Volodymyr Zelenskyy did when he met with Lula da Silva in the fall of 23, a year ago. And everything seemed to be clear. Everything was agreed. Everything was quite transparent in Ukraine-Brazil relations. But in the spring of 2024, a peaceful so-called Sino-Brazilian plan appeared that was not discussed with Ukraine. At the same time, Russia's propagandists are constantly saying that Russia is ready to consider this plan and that the points of this plan are supposedly quite commensurate with the Russian position. And of course, there are a lot of questions, especially against the background of the fact that this Friday, China and Brazil are going to gather the countries of the global rooster to discuss this plan. What kind of discussions it will be, and ultimately what they will come to in this regard, is still in question. While Ukraine is now looking for ways to resolve the Russian-Ukrainian war, the crises that have arisen in connection with this war, and of course, in order to talk to the other side, we need an intermediary. And India can indeed become such an intermediary. India does not have any specific plan for how to end this war that Russia has started, but it is conducting some kind of reconnaissance, as Indian media have said, including the Indian Foreign Minister, Subramanyam Jaishankar.
Це те, про що говорить і індійські видання, зокрема, про це заявив міністр закордонних справ Індії Subramanyam Jaishankar.
He said this during a discussion at the Asia Society Policy Institute. And I'll quote what the high-ranking official said. He said that this is a kind of reconnaissance that we are conducting. It does not mean that we have a peace plan. And he added that there are still conversations and exchanges of views between India and the Ukrainian and Russian sides. And meanwhile, Volodymyr Zelenskyy met with Prime Minister Modi in New York.
У Нью-Йорку зустрівся з прем'єр-міністром Індії Нарендрою Моді, і це вже, я нагадаю, третя.
This is the third meeting recently, and it is really important for Ukraine, because if India can actually act as a mediator, and India does not have any peace initiatives of its own and does not support any particular side, then this is really a very important story for us. What I would like to say is that Mr. Zelenskyy is quite clear in his position, saying that all countries are involved, who are in favor of ending the war in Ukraine. They are ready to support the Ukrainian peace formula, the 10-point peace formula that has been in place for 2 years now. And Ukraine sees a just peace based on this peace formula.
Бачить справедливий мир саме ось за цією формулою миру.
Volodymyr Zelensky emphasized he would not reach peace without discussions with Ukraine. Cannot exist.